All right, let's do it. All right, it's your boy, Rabbit the CEO. We back live in effect again. I'm with my boy.
Funny salesman.
Yeah, Kenny Brooks in the building.
Episode 3. You did?
Man, we about to do it again. We're definitely about to do it again. So we inside the room today. We're just going to touch base on a couple different topics. We're going to kick it. We're going to talk some shit. Definitely going to have a good time. It's good to have you back, my brother. Definitely
Thanks,
appreciate
man. Glad to be here, That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Inspiring the world, you feel me? We was inspired, now we get to inspire other people. Then we get to bring on other people to inspire people and tell their story,
Yeah, there we go.
That's what it's all about.
We're definitely connecting. We're trying to get other people to connect. It's going to be a good time. I know a lot of the viewers was hitting us up when we went live last time. We was talking about just some suggestions and things, and I know we started talking about a couple of different stories. I know you was getting into it, I was getting into it. People was asking about different circumstances that kind of happened. I know we're going to get into a couple of different things, but I definitely wanted to talk about, like, off the rip, about some of the records that you've broken, being arguably known as the greatest salesman. We just kind of want to know, we know you got the one-liners. We spoke about the book a little bit. I want you to go over that too as well. But first off, let's talk about the time you broke the first record.
Yeah, well, this book, that's one of the reasons why I came out with a training, because people don't understand, like, doing door-to-door is 90% mental and it's 10% physical, and you definitely know what I'm talking about. Like, if we had this conversation with, like, a 9 to 5, they probably wouldn't even understand it, you know what I mean? Because, like, it's all about what you put in, that's what you get out. And what's crazy is that, how I even broke the record, I wasn't even trying to break the record. I just was working hard, you know what I mean? I was always the first person to get out the vehicle and the last person to get picked up, you know what I mean? I got a sale at like 1:30 in the morning before. I remember our vehicle had broke down, and none of the salespeople wanted to get out and, like, try to, like, help, because at the time we didn't have, like, AAA. Like, AAA, they usually come.
Right.
Like, we was stranded, like, in the neighborhood, you feel me? And I'm like, man, I need somebody to go knock on someone's door and see if they got, like, if they know how to change a tire. Now, I'm from Detroit, which is Motor City. You would think I know about cars, but I really didn't at the time, you know what I'm saying? So we already had, like, a slow day. We ain't had that many sales, and I was like the general manager / like car handler, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had like 10 agents, and it was dark, you know what I'm saying? So it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we caught a flat, you feel me? So they ain't even want to knock. So I end up knocking, like, I just started knocking, you feel me? Like, we just kept knocking, you know what I'm saying? We just rotate. So I did a scramble. A scramble was like, and Kenny Mack, he can vouch for me, because I think he was in the vehicle. But anyway, we did a scramble. A scramble is like when everybody just get out and just, like, scramble through the neighborhood knocking doors, you feel me? So we was knocking. And I'm talking about, this was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, bro. I ain't get back to the vehicle with a customer till like 1:30 in the morning. True story, right?
Sheesh. And
what's crazy is that the dude came out with a gun and everything. Like, can you imagine somebody knocking on your door at 1 in the morning, bro?
Right.
You sleep, you feel me?
Out of pocket.
And he came to the door with a gun. I said, don't shoot, just a chocolate kid. Look, I know it's dark. I'm dark. I don't glow in the dark. We like Wendy's. We stay open at 3 o'clock. But this is an emergency. Like, my vehicle just caught a flat, and he started busting out loud. He was like, because he came to the door, like, and he just started laughing off that. Like, that's why I say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Because if it was anybody else, I wasn't even trying to sell this dude. I just was trying to get it, you feel me? And he ended up, like, helping us change a tire. He bought like 2 bottles in, ordered some pizza, I swear to God.
Yeah.
So right after that led into, like, work ethics. I was saying, like, the last podcast that we had, I think it was like episode 2, and I brought up, like, work at this outbeat talent.
Right.
You could be the talented person in the world. That's what I love about Will Smith. He said only how you can beat me is on a treadmill. Remember when he was talking about the treadmill?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that situation, because I done seen some of the talented people in the world, but if you, like, lazy,
right,
you think because you, like, got all of these gifts you could be lazy. No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? A person that don't got no gifts, that got great work ethics, that work 8 days a week, can outbeat somebody that don't have no talent at all, just got good work ethics. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a
so
fact.
my thing is that's what I did. I just worked extra hard. You feel me? And what's crazy is that I remember asking the owner of the company. I said, "What's the company record?" Because I always was writing like 20 and 30 sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had quotas to reach.
Yeah.
And my quota was like 25, 30, and I was like young in the game. I was still like in the industry like 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, the record was 59 sales. I said, what? So what's crazy is that I knocked on this dude's door, and I remember like yesterday, right? He tested me, and this was like the sales guy tested the water, cause I knocked on this dude's door, right? And he had like a Bentley, he had like a Lamborghini, he had like a whole bunch, and it was out here in Cali. I forgot what area it was. I think it was like Bakersfield. I ain't even gonna lie, I think it was Bakersfield.
Yeah.
To be honest. And I knocked on the dude's door. And he came to, as soon as he came to the door, I swear to God, he was like, whatever you buy, and he was like, whatever you selling, I don't want to buy nothing, but hold on. And he slammed the door. And I'm like, what the hell? And he came back out with 2 crispy $100 bills, right? And I was like, even if I work for Hooter, I want to accept that tip. And then he just looked at me like, and he was like, he just started busting out loud. He said, you know what, I like your integrity. He was like, so what you selling?
Yeah.
And I forgot, like, you know, I use my personality. Well, I'm just selling good looking, charming personality. Your neighbor thought I was a black Jehovah's Witness. I'm moving up like Georgia Wheezy.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, I promise you, I don't know what it is, but you really is a different type of breed. He was like, look, I'm going to tell you one thing. I tested the water because every sale, so I had a Kirby guy come here last week, and he took my tip. I had a magazine guy come like a month ago. He took my tip. I had a guy that was selling pest control, you know, the spray stuff, and he took my tip. And you different. He said, look, I got my own business. He had his own oil field business. He said, come to my job and I'm gonna buy. And he spent like $5,000 on product, bro.
Sheesh.
And like I ended up having like 40 some sales off of that one customer, you feel me? And they dropped me off in the neighborhood, and I just was selling people Lamborghini fast. I ended up picking up selling like 60, 70 people in a row.
Shit.
Can you imagine somebody giving you like $5,000 for some bubbles?
Right.
You know how much confidence you got?
Right.
People don't even make that off of, you know what I'm saying?
Super.
So it was like they couldn't tell me nothing, like
Right.
Kanye West. It was like nothing you could tell. Remember that song, You Can't Tell? Like it was nothing you could tell me.
Right.
I was like, somebody just gave me $5,000. I don't care if you buy or not. Like I had that mentality, like I care if you buy, but I really don't care if you don't buy. No. And I ended up breaking the record that day. I had like 112 sales in a day. Like so, I damn near double what was the record. You feel me?
Right.
And that was before viral. That was before YouTube. That was for anything. But it led up to me just working extra hard. It was like my work ethic started paying off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was taking the good with the bad. But that's how I broke the record though.
No, that's cold. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But I got a question for you too, because I see
bro?
You got the rabbit bunny ears and stuff.
Right,
It ain't even Halloween.
I had to pull these out.
Carrots going on. They would have thought I was the rabbit with the grill. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that boy, they used to call me Bunny Rabbit when I was little. Like, yeah, my teacher said if I sneeze, I could bite a hole in my chest. So I knew I looked like Bugs Bunny, the black version. So, but yeah, why they call you Rabbit though?
Oh shit, nah, man, that's probably the number one question that people always ask me. You know, I introduce myself and they're like, yo, hold on, Rabbit. Why they call you the Rabbit? And I'm like, you know, that's a long story. We're going to get into it. So we're going to answer it right now, live in effect. We're going to blast it out there. Everybody's going to know. So I want to take it back maybe like, I want to say maybe about 8 years ago, maybe 10. You know, I'm working in a sales marketing company, kind of like you. When I first came and entered the business, you know, we're doing door-to-door sales. Shout out to all my door-to-door sales representatives, managers,
yes,
CEOs, everything out there. Definitely a business that's crazy. They say 2 years of door-to-door sales is equivalent to 4 years of college. And that's a fact, man. The things you learn at the door is just crazy. But when I entered,
they should teach this at a college, bro. I tell people all the time that this should have been taught in school.
Definitely should be a curriculum.
I learned so much door to door I never even learned in school.
No,
that's why I got my kids right now reading books that I never read as a kid.
Right.
Like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Think and Grow Rich, and you know. Like, I even got my son, I just told him to go get 48 Laws of Power, because he keep testing me. I'm like,
that's clean.
You can't shine on brass, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but go ahead.
There it goes. So, yeah, when I entered the business, I came with that same type of mentality. My first question was like, who's the big dog? Who's the guy who did the most sales? And we had like a little rah-rah. You know, door-to-door sales out there. We do like a powwow in the morning. We go over different things. So they give like the shout out. We call it like the high rollers. Right. People that made the most money for the week or for the day. You give them their props. So when they give out the props, you know, I'm just paying attention to like the last two names, the big dogs, the ones that made the most money. And right away, I want to shout out them. I want to learn from them. You know what I'm saying? Just so I could, you know, try to be better than them, to be honest with you. You know, like that's where my mentality was. So I always came in, same type of questions I would ask. It's like, yo, what's the record? Who did the most? And I got really excited about that. So long story short, after like the first, I want to say maybe a year I was in the business, I had joined the company mid-year, so it was probably like the last 5-6 months of the grand finale of the year for the company. And at the end of the year, they would have like a convention at the end of the year where they would talk about, you know, the people that did the most over the year, you know, give out a bunch of different awards. There was probably maybe 10 different awards different types of things they were giving out. Like they gave the Range Rover away that year, and a bunch of different speakers on different topics.
Right.
So not only was I the last
They was
speaker,
giving out Range Rover?
yeah, they gave a Range Rover. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, that joint was cold. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, so they had like different topics of leadership that people would talk about, whether it's about sales, recruiting,
Right.
team building, leadership. It was like keynote speakers. So they plugged me in as a keynote speaker because I had done a phenomenal job that year. But then there was about 10 different awards they gave out. When they giving the awards out, I pretty much won about like 7 out of 10 of the awards. Like the only awards I didn't get were, like comeback manager of the year or most consistent manager, but like every other award that was out there, manager of the year, rookie manager of the year, most production, winner of the contest, winner of the Range Rover, it was just me every single time. So I would go up, grab my award, go back, sit down, and again another award, go back up, sit down, and then they had the different keynote speakers in between. Not only was I winning a bunch of different awards, but at the end I also had like the grand finale keynote speaking. So I was up there talking.
That's great.
Yeah, so it was pretty dope. So my final speech is like the end of the ceremony. I had already won these awards. I won the Range Rover. Everybody was super excited. And it was my first year with the company. I had just joined in. I was like one of the newest guys there. Not only had I broke every record that was in the company, but at the end, I was doing a speech and I was talking about leadership. And I was talking about development of other individuals. And my keynote was that time was like selflessness, right? Where you're kind of selfless, where you don't care about helping others, but in the long run, it's going to help you as well. Right. And they say that if you want to become a billionaire, you got to just develop, 100 millionaires, right. And then you'll be able to become a billionaire. It's the easiest way to be successful. And that was kind of always my motto. Was like, let me try to help out as many people as possible. And I know that if I wanted to help out people, if I could help 1 million people, it'll easily make me $1 million. Right. And more importantly, it would give me satisfaction of helping other individuals. That was just my personality. So when I'm going over the leadership skills, I kind of touch base on at the end about if you want to be the best leader for your team and for your company and for your organization or for your crew or for your family or even for yourself, that everyone wants to be in first place. And I went over the analogy of like the greyhounds. And I was talking about in the beginning of the race, people are going to the booth and they're betting. I want to bet on this dog, I want to bet on that dog, and this dog and that dog, and they're throwing their money up for the competition. But the real race is about the dogs. And there's like a referee or an announcer, and he pulls the gun out and he shoots it in the air. And when he busts it off, when he shoots the gun in the air, the gates would rise up and all the dogs would come running out. And right before the dogs come running out, there was a rabbit that would shoot out first. And all the greyhounds would chase the rabbit. And at the end of the day, everyone's betting on the dogs to be in first place or to get the dogs across the finish line. Or when I used the analogy, I was talking about leaders to reach their goals and helping them get to the next level or to finish their race or the marathon that they're running. I just want to be the rabbit ahead of the race and help individuals get to their goals and to finish the race and to be in first place. And that was kind of like my little twist on the play right there. And after I said that, they started saying, "Oh yeah, man, you the rabbit." And then it kind of just stuck with me. It went from White Rabbit to Rabbit the CEO. And that's what it is, man. Even like my closest friends, man, they be like, "Yo, Rab." You know what I mean? That's kind of where it's at. So that's the long story short about, Rabbit the CEO. I put those things into play. And that's kind of how I made my name for myself.
That's super dope.
I appreciate that, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it went right there, man. Definitely don't look like a rabbit. Definitely don't got the teeth like a rabbit, like you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where I got my name from, and that's how I built my little reputation. And I know you also built a reputation, like you said, going door to door. You had the sneaker cleaner. You was all-purpose cleaner. I know everyone associates Clean Miracle with just for the sneakers, but this thing cleans anything.
Yeah.
I know he's out there.
Credit.
Except for bad credit.
Yeah.
I think my credit ain't bad,
Yeah.
but that's a fact.
But no, that's amazing, bro. Like that saying say, if you ain't found nothing to die for, you ain't fit to live. And just imagine you chasing something, and now you able to build your brand off of that. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing. That's a beautiful thing. And that's the same thing with me. Like I done met like Grant Cardone all the way to Tony Robbins to Eric Thomas, and even like Dan Flashman, like Ed Milet, like a lot of big names that's in sales, you feel me? And they know me from my video, but they said what separate me from them is that like I know how to mix comedy with training.
There it goes.
Like, and I learned that from doing stand-up comedy, like how I reach an audience. And that's why I came up with the brand Funny Salesman. Because like door to door was that was like I found my niche. That was like my gift to God. That was to get me in the door. Because really I was like I really needed door to door because I ain't had no money coming up. You see what I'm saying? And like I said before, my grandmother, well, not even just my grandmother, but Shout out to Mr. Edwards. That was the first person I heard say it. But he was like, it ain't your fault if you was born poor, but if you over the age of 18 and you die poor, that's your fault. You feel me? So I felt like just by me doing door to door, not only did it teach me something, and by me just not giving up, just hanging in there like shingles and drywall, and then going viral through the viral process, I was able to, you know, because I had different names. I had like KB comedian all the way to door to door comedian. Then I finally had funny salesman that like took off from me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then like everybody I done met, like, cause so I can get booked for a comedy show like I did Wild 'N Out, you know what I'm saying? Or I can get booked to do training, you feel me? Like to train people how to sell, cause you gotta remember we got, you know, I got over 15, 20 years of experience, you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want to learn? They look at it like, oh, this dude funny, he the viral dude, but they don't know like knowledge is power, you know? Experience is the best teacher, you know what I'm saying? I got so many stories on just going door to door, you know what I'm saying? All the way to someone putting a gun in my face, to this lady trying to kill herself. And I saved her life just with my personality, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people don't understand that like laughter is the best medicine for the heart. And that's the only thing that I really was selling when I went door to door. That was my whole goal. My whole goal was like I could, you know, like the first day of school, we all had the first day of school. Like we party, like we having fun in summertime, you know what I'm saying? And then your parents, remember as a little kid, your parent to go Christmas shopping for you, and then you got that new outfit and you will wake up early as hell thinking school about to start. You would get up like 5 in the morning, your whole outfit would be out. I don't know if you ever did that.
Yeah.
And you get up early, because school start like 8 o'clock. You got to be up at 8, but you'll get up early. Like, damn, I ain't ready yet. Dang, that outfit look good. 2 more hours, I'm about to throw that on. You know what I'm saying? You know how people used to just get excited just because school, they want to go show off their new outfit. School just started.
That's the only
you know
reason I went to school.
Yeah, so look,
you know that.
that's how my adrenaline used to be when I wake up to go sell my customer. Like, man, I can't wait to get up to make somebody laugh. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did it for. I didn't ever do it for a sale. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like I was able to like outgrow the industry and grow my peers. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew my purpose. I already knew my why. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then now my why took me. It's been a journey, a hell of a journey, but it took me this far, you know what I'm saying?
No,
that's why like the people that's out there watching, that's why I love like what we doing, because we ain't just doing this for ourselves. We got testimonies, we went through adversity, you know what I'm saying? We got all type of stories that really made us the people that we is today. So anybody it's people that's out there probably going through the same thing. It's probably somebody that got, you know, more bills than a buffalo. They don't know what to do. They got a 9 to 5, and they like, damn, I've been doing this 9 to 5 for 15 years, but I'm still stuck where I was at 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I even got family members. Like you hear that saying, you go back home and they still doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I remember my mother, like she never really even believed in door to door.
Right.
There's a lot of people never didn't believe in door to door.
No, I can relate to
but
that. But
I shift the whole culture just because I was one of them that actually made it to like I'm a whole public figure from just going door to door. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful thing about just not giving up and being hopeful. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a fact. I mean, definitely, man. I mean, I've been in the industry for a long time myself, bro. And it's like there's very few examples of individuals that shine a light on the door-to-door industry. In fact, many people do frown upon it, you know? I know when I first jumped into the door-to-door industry, you know, definitely my mom didn't understand the concept, you know what I'm saying? They didn't think that was the best career choice of me. They wanted me to jump into my art career and follow that. And I'm like, you know, sales felt very natural to me. Although I'm an unbelievable artist and, you know what I'm saying, I'm very fashion savvy, and that was always a hobby of mine. And things that I love to do as like it's more of like a, you know, like I said, a hobby, you know. It was definitely something, artistic way for me to express myself. But sales has always been great for me. There's always been something that comes very natural. And just interacting with individuals and, you know, the concept of persuasion, you know, and just being able to generate money by, you know, my gift to gab has always been, you know, tons of fun. But I mean, we all think about the funny salesman. We all related to, you know, this one epic video that everybody knows about. I've seen this probably 5-6 years before I even met you. And I think everyone's seen it, but I always wanted to think like, and I always wanted to ask you, in that time of the video, when you was out there knocking, you was in these areas, you was interacting with people, did you ever think that, like this video or any of the videos, I'm pretty sure it's not the first time somebody recorded you, that you think that this would be as big as it is right now?
To be honest, that was the first time somebody even recorded me.
Oh, okay.
I swear to God. And that's why I say, like, it basically was like an accident, but I wouldn't really say it was an accident. It just was this was God's plan.
God did. God did.
You know what I'm saying? Cali, shout out to Cali. God did, because that's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, people don't understand that day. You feel me? Like
Yeah, so I want you to break it down to us. Let's play the video, and while we're watching the video, I want you to go over me a little bit what you was thinking, how the day was going, you know, what happened before the video, and what happened after the video, if you can remember.
Yeah.
I know you remember like yesterday.
Like yesterday.
I'm gonna be quick like Nestle and be like Michael Jackson. That's why your neighbors sound reminding me of Nicolas Cage, because I'm gone in 60 seconds. But watch this right here, Dad. Look, who does this the most on the window? The kids, the dogs, that are ugly black guys that eat fried chicken. Now you see these water spots? Look, they get wider than my elbows without lotion. Watch this, Dad, and I'm right here. Because Stevie Wonder says seeing is believing. And I got a disease called enthusiasm, so I'm gonna cut straight to the mustard. Watch this though. Don't laugh too hard, because the neighbors gonna see this black kid scrubbing your window, okay? But look, wax on, wax off.
What kind of shirt is that,
You remember the Karate Kid? Now watch this. They airdrop. Look, it puts some coatings on your window. No water spots, no fingerprints, no streaks. That's why we can't sell it to criminals. Don't tell OJ type of look.
So look, like you could tell, like it was like I got hit with the sales Holy Ghost or something. Like just all that energy. Like that whole day I wasn't even energetic like that.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like people don't understand. Before that video, like a couple months ago, I got kidnapped by some Indians. I was working a Native America Indian reservation. Shout out to Temecula, California. Because I was in Temecula working on this Saboba Indian reservation, because one of my coworkers, shout out to Chris Amon. So like I said, I was like the top salesperson for like 5 years straight, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like I came in the game like 2003 or 4. And this happened in like 2000. It got published 2011, and this is another video. This ain't even the original. The original video had like 100-some thousand views. 100-some million views.
Right.
And that got published in 2010.
Sheesh.
But this is like Jamie Foxx neighborhood. So the reason why I was energetic like that, because can you imagine just leaving Jamie Foxx neighborhood and he giving you all type of hope, and it's somebody that I grew up watching, like one of my idols in comedy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, if my day would have started like that, I wouldn't even have been like that. Because you got to remember, I just got kidnapped by some Indians like a couple months ago. I'm only in California right now because they sent me a subpoena to go back to California. You see what I'm saying? And then I was stranded. Like I was damn near, I couldn't even get home. So I had to call the company back, the ones that I quit, because when they left me in the neighborhood, I quit. You see what I'm saying? And this was like 2009 in like November.
Right.
So fast forward to like February 2010, I go to court. On my way to court, I see like one of the Indian relatives on my way to the restroom, and he like, "Hey, you mother," and he went like this, and I just took off running.
Yeah.
Ran out of the courtroom, started kicking the gas station door. You know what I'm saying? Then a dude came out, like he worked at the gas station. He was like, I was in the back. That's how nervous I was. I ain't even go in the front of the gas station. I went through the back. You know what I'm saying? I did some hood shit. You know what I'm saying? Went through the back. Anyway, make a long story short, dude come out. I was like, man, I need to use your phone. Somebody trying to kill me. He's like, what? Then he grabbed the phone, called the police. Of course, the police didn't come.
Right.
So like 5-10 minutes, I'm shaking like a stripper. Now I'm nervous. I'm shaking like Don Knotts in a haunted house. I'm like, damn, I gotta call my mom or something. Like, so I tried to call her to get back home. Of course, she didn't have no money to get me back home. She was like, you should call that company. You in California, right? So I end up calling the company. Like, look, I need y'all to get me back home. I know I quit like a couple months ago from this Indian situation, but I'm stranded right now in California. And I was like y'all top salesperson for like 5 years straight. I know y'all can give me a ticket. I can pay y'all back later on, but I need to get back to Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my manager called the owner, and then he was like, look, we can do one or two things. So I'm letting you know this story led up to this situation. Okay. I said that we could. He was like, we could do one or two things. We could come pick you up right now, and we could take you to the Greyhound.
Right.
The only thing is that it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Your Greyhound bus don't leave until tonight, so you have to wait there like 12, 13 hours. Or he was like, because he said he could just pay for that ticket. It's like $250. He was like, but we just looked up you a flight from California to Detroit, and by we ain't doing it a week in advance, it's like expensive right now. Like
right.
The cheapest ticket was like $600. He was like, the owner said he'd pay half, so we can come pick you up and put you in a nice, comfortable neighborhood with like a lot of millionaires of upper class,
right.
And you ain't got to worry about like no kidnapping or nothing,
right.
And we could just monitor you, and then we could pick you up around 5 o'clock so you can catch your flight, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, no guts, no glory, but I'm going to do that because I'm not waiting in no Greyhound. This dude already just tried to threaten me. Just come get me right now. So they dropped me off in this neighborhood. This is Tarzana. This was Jamie Foxx's old neighborhood. So anyway, I'm knocking for like 2-3 hours, and they just slamming the door in my face. I ain't had no personality, nothing, because I couldn't even, can you imagine, like, just getting kidnapped by some Indians, then going to court, and then you thinking about this the whole time, you trying to knock on doors to try to get a sale, to get out of the situation you in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It wasn't a productive day until I just said a prayer one day, because I quit like 3 times that day. I swear to God, I quit like 3 times in like an hour. Because they just was like, they was slamming the door. They was slamming it harder than Shaq. You know what I'm saying? They just kept slamming the door. Like, just, I was like, man, forget this. You know what I'm saying? And then I got on the corner. I was damn near crying. I said a prayer. Then the next dude come to the door. He was like he was an old, cool white dude. And he come to the door and he was like, what you out here doing? I was like, I thought you never asked. I'm like, thank you, Lord. Because this was like the first person to actually listen to me.
Right.
And then I started doing demo and stuff, and I cleaned like a spot on his porch. And then he was like, does this clean hard water? I was like, am I black? He was like, I got a spot for you. He was like, if it take this hard water from my shower, I'm gonna buy it. So he let me in the house. And as soon as I walked in his house, he had pictures of like Shaq, Kobe, Magic Johnson. He had pictures with like all of the Lakers, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like old Lakers and up-to-date Lakers. And this was like 2010 at the time. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, what type of work you do? He said he was a doctor for the Lakers. You know, like when they take their MRI and they, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was like, you ever thought about doing stand-up comedy? I was like, yeah, this is a vehicle that's driving me to my success. Because they said if you can go to someone's door that you never met before and make them laugh, you won't be afraid to perform in front of an audience. So it's like a stepping stone. He was like, that's brilliant. You know, Jamie Foxx there across the street, right? I'm like, what? So like this neighborhood, look, that house right there, that's next door to Jamie Foxx. Across the street is like where the doctor, the Laker doctor dude was at.
Right.
So anyway, to make a long story short, he bought like a bottle, and then I ran, like as soon as he said Jamie Foxx, I turned into a groupie, bro.
Right.
I just ran over there to his house, but he had like a gate, you feel me? He even called me back like, hey, you left your product. So I got my product and I pressed the buzzer. I couldn't even see his house. His house was like 2 miles away from the gate. So I pressed the buzzer and then it just started ringing. Then this like voice machine came on. So I walked off and I was in front of this house right here. Before I was about to knock on the door, I see like a brown two-tone Maybach pulling back in the gate. You feel me? Of the house I just left. I'm like, that gotta be Jamie Foxx. So by the time I run back over there, the gate was closing. But he had one of those gates where like your body, if it, the sensor, like, it start opening back up. So the gate start, I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to sell Jamie Foxx, and I'm walking inside this gate, and then this camera started moving, and then he started talking on the intercom. He was like, wait, what you doing? No trespassing. You got to get out of here. I said, COD. He was like, all right, 1 second. He pulled in his garage, and then he came back on a golf cart, bro. So as he driving up, I'm like, damn, this really Jamie Foxx, right? So he must have seen like my spray bottle hanging off like my like off of my waist.
Right.
And he was like, wait, you trying to sell me some chemicals or some way? I thought you said COD. I was like, yeah, come on down. And then he started busting out laughing. He was like, not only is you funny looking. Then he started talking about my teeth and stuff, right? So then I forgot the joke he said and everything, but I was like, bro, all this money you got, them little ass earrings, your earrings look like sugar.
Yeah.
After I said that, he was like, he started busting out laughing. He's like, man, you know what, I like you. And he told me to get on the passenger side of his golf cart. Then he just drove me up to his house. He introduced me to his stepdad that adopted him. He stayed like in his guest house.
Yeah.
Then he just started telling me his whole life story, how I used to be a door-to-door shoe salesman. And he was like, I reminded him of myself for like my energy and like just personality. He's like, man, I'm telling you, you really got what it takes. He was like, you really know how to use a people person.
Right.
He was like, you just don't know what this will take you to. And then he just started telling me how, like, you feel me, his real name wasn't Jamie. He used to do open mics in LA, and he said he used to like sleep in his car and do door-to-door in daytime, and he'd go do open mics at night. He said that he came up with Jamie Foxx because he said that he used to do open mics in LA, and he said back in the day when they had doing stand-up comedy, they was chauvinists for females. They used to always pick the females over the guys. And he said, forget this. So he said he used to write his name on the list, and they never pick him. He said, you know what, I'm about to write Jamie Foxx because Jamie sound like a female.
Thanks.
And he said when they picked him, he went up and started doing a Wanda thing.
Yeah.
And he said he made his big break by going door to door one day, and he said that he had knocked on a dude's door that went to one of his shows, and he was like, look, I ain't gonna buy your product, but you ever thought about comedy? He was like, yeah. He's like, I'm doing a show for a Living Color audition. You should come check it out. And that's how he made his big break. Right after that, I just started crying, and then he was like, what happened? And I was like, bro, I wasn't even supposed to meet you, bro. I got kidnapped by some Indians, and he was like, you got kidnapped by some Indians? What you was doing at 7-Eleven? He was just like cracking jokes, bro.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know what I'm saying? He was like, well, you don't got nothing on me. He was like, I'm being a slave right now. I'm like, what? Remember that movie, The Django?
Yeah.
He was shooting that movie. This how long
shit.
this video was, bro.
That's hard.
Yeah, and then after that, like, he ended up buying like 2 bottles, and then the next door was this video.
Oh, shit.
So that's why I was like super energetic, because it was like I was touched by an angel.
Right. No, that's a fact.
You feel me? Like, I was like, it was nothing could stop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like that night when I had, you know what I'm saying, knocking at 1:30 in the morning, you feel me?
Right.
Like, it was nothing like, you know what I'm saying? It was like that day I wrote 112 sales. Like my adrenaline was like it's like once it's nothing. It's you know what I mean.
No, I know exactly.
So
what
it
you're
was
talking
like, bro, it's a wrap. You
Yeah.
feel me? It was like that was God's plan. It was like, man, and what's crazy that you would think like. Cause I thought this was all a setup, to be honest. Like even when people seen this video, like, I done ran into celebrities that know me from this video, all the way to like Waka Flocka to, you know what I'm saying, Ray Shrimmer from Black Beetle. They're like, bro, was this video set up? Did you knock on somebody's door and then you pitched them and then they said, wait, let me go get a camera, start over? I said, nah. As soon as I knocked on their door, that's exactly how it went.
Right.
So I'm thinking like Jamie Foxx set it up, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm like, how I just sell you and then your neighbor record me and they got hundreds of millions of views, you know what I'm saying? This one video just changed my life. So I end up running back into him like in 2017 because this video went crazy in 2010. And what's funny is that I didn't even know this video even went viral. Can you imagine having a viral video, bro? Like this video went viral when that dude with the Vans went viral. Remember, damn, Daniel, you remember that?
Yeah.
That's when this went viral. And he went on Ellen. Like, I had Ellen reached out to me, Tyler Perry, and, like, the company never even told me that these people was looking for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still going door to door. And they was getting the emails, but they was like, I'm not about to tell him. Because if we tell him he got a viral video, he ain't going to work for us no more. We want him to keep making us millions. We don't want him to get his own million. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm still going door to door. I found out in 2017 because of Ridiculousness. You know that show on MTV?
Yeah.
They reached out to me because they wanted to use the copyrights for the video, but they end up paying this lady like $20K, and they was trying to give me like $100. And then my manager slash trainer, he's like, man, no, don't do that. They trying to play you. So anyway, to make a long story short, I ended up running into Jamie Foxx again, like on FaceTime. You feel me? His nephew ended up like reaching out to me, and he was like, bro, Jamie Foxx want to holler at you. And I was like, man, I just want to thank you for calling your neighbor that day and helping me go viral. He was like, what? He was like, look, let me tell you how racist my neighbors was. That's why I had to move out of that neighborhood, because he's staying like Thousand Oaks right now as we speak. He moved out of that neighborhood because he said that as soon as I left his door, his neighbor, the one that recorded me, called and was like, hey, Jamie, I just want to give you a heads up. It's this black suspicious dude casing the neighbor. He looked like he was trying to break in your house. He was like, no, he wasn't. His name Kenny, aspiring comedian. I just bought some product from him. Maybe you should open the door, listen to him. He probably sell you too. So they only came to the door with a camcorder because they thought that if I was breaking into people's houses, after I left, they had me on film. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this how I look. I think on the video they zoomed in on my ID and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like her. She didn't record me because I was a funny guy that was trying to make an honest living that was funny in a world with love. She recorded me because she thought I was trying to break in people's houses. Then when she found out it went viral, she copyrighted the video. So she made like $800K off of that one video.
Wow.
And I'm not even mad. I thank God for that. But I just want the world to know that like whatever you looking for you. You know what I'm saying? Someone else trash is someone else treasure. You know what I mean?
No, that's a
but
fact.
yeah, but that's how that happened. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, bro. And I mean, that's really what door to door is about, man. You know, it's about we call that like when the sales gods tap on you when you get into that super Saiyan and you just like you all fired up and you're ready to go. Your PMA, your positive mental attitude is at a next level where it's like nothing can touch you. No matter what, you're gonna go out there, you're gonna reach your goal. And only like true door to door gurus get into that zone where they really go out there and they make it happen. They reach their goals. And sometimes it's some of the worst days, like you said. You was having a really bad day, a bad week, a bad month. You even had quit the business. Yeah. Anybody that's done door to door for as long as us, or even just started door to door, you always have that thought of quitting, or you might have quit. You always end up coming back to it because everyone thinks about the good times, but there's also those rough times, the hard times. And shout out to anybody that went through a hard time, that didn't make it, that day or that week, but they didn't give up. And eventually they ended up hitting their goal. They got back into the zone, and they probably ended up being one of their best weeks, their best months, or their best situations. And that's really what it's about, man. But yeah, let's get back. Let's get back. I want to see the rest of this video. I want to see what it is. But thanks for breaking that down for us. And let's tune in real quick because I know you got real super spicy with the one-liners on this video right here. But yeah, man, I definitely be using a couple of your one-liners, man. That's a fact. I drop them shits to this day. Oh yeah, here it goes.
They've been loving this stuff. Now, then, y'all, you and mom, y'all would agree. Oh my God, you see this right here? Who did that? Who did that? Okay, watch this. Now, my mom said if it's darker than me and it don't pay the bills, it shouldn't be there, right? God bless you. Now look, this right here, we just upgraded like Beyonce. This is our new surfactant. Hold this and watch this, because this should be the main reason why you get the HBO special. You know what HBO means?
No.
You get to help a brother out. Yeah, I've been on the road like toilet paper. Half of your neighbors in the community, they say they just go get it because I'm funny, because this stuff spills itself. Look, you just go back and forth like an argument. Now, honestly, when little guys split down like Moses did the Red Sea. Paint me green, call me a pickle. And look at this right here, look. Goes good with chicken. Don't drink it, it'll give you the Hershey's first. But look, that one bottle lasts longer than my last relationship. Y'all got water, right? Yeah. High five, you qualify to use it. Oh yeah, man. Now, this is my last demo, and I'm out your hair quicker than your favorite shampoo. Y'all familiar with these right here, Sharpies? Yeah. Now watch this. Even though I'm black, it ain't black magic. It just works. Cause look, say you got this in the clothes of the carpets of the laundry. Would you agree that's hard to get out? Probably. Would you throw it out, shout it out, get OJ to stab it out, Mike Tyson to bite it out, Kobe Bryant to...
Hold on, let's stop this real quick right there. I'm gonna break this down from a sales perspective. And I've seen this video so many times, but right now I'm looking at it from a whole different level, and I'm looking at it like a sales perspective because it's amazing how you're using what they call question-based selling, right? And you're asking multiple questions back to back. And I was just running a meeting today with the team, and I was going over with them question-based selling, how you can get a customer into what they call yes mode by continuously asking them questions and pivoting their direction into just a movement of going through yeses. And every question that you ask, although it's dropped with a one-liner, it has a crazy bar, it made them laugh. It also got them closer and closer and closer to reaching into their wallets, man. Or we get customers closer and closer and closer to signing documents. You know what I'm saying? Right. By just dropping by stating strong facts about situations that would relate to the product and to the problem that you're trying to solve with the product. And you just hit them back to back to back, where they're like, yeah. All right, gotta press play. Let's see what else goes.
You can put bleach on colors, right? Sure. Look at this. This safe on colors. That's why we couldn't sell it to Sammy Sosa. But look at it. You just spray the spray, right? Now, this right here takes out ink, blood, coffee stains, grass stains, Kool-Aid, lipstick, gum, glue, candle. Would you say that's whiter than the Colgate Smile? Now, oh my goodness. You see that?
Can you use it on my teeth?
It ain't Jesus in the bottle. I use mine, they turn brown. No, I'm just kidding. But no, you just use it all over your house. What's the hardest thing to clean? Would it be carpet, the tile, barbecue grills, the shower doors, that oil and rust in the driveway that's blacker than my mother but not as beautiful? Or that calcium right there?
Can I put this on YouTube?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you selling?
Personality.
Sure.
But this sells itself though. It's called Advantage, the Wonder Cleaner, best thing since cake and ice cream. Now, unlike Madonna, it's never been touched. So you only put 2 caps in the bottle. Well, I just come, most your neighbors, they just get it because they like me. Y'all familiar with Tony Robbins?
Yeah.
See, I'm taking this course because this is how Jamie Foxx started off door to door. And he said 2 years of door to door selling is equivalent to 4 years of college communication, how you interact with different people. That's why half of the neighbors don't buy it because of work. They just get it because they like my tenacity, because they said it in an easy task going door to door.
How much is it?
I'm pretty sure Windex and bleach ain't never knocked on y'all door, made you laugh when mom went and got the camcorder just to tape them, right? High five. That's all I'm saying. But what y'all...
So then at the end, right now, you killing them. You already got in full yes mode. She asked how much is it. You still ain't stopped.
Yeah.
You went even harder. Yeah. Oh yeah, boom, 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 boom. And you compared it to other competitions, right? Why your value is going to be so much better, and how they're going to buy it because of you, because it's going to work just like any other product, but you're bringing something special to the table. And that's really what it comes down to play. And when I was talking about question-based selling this morning, and I was running my meeting with the team, I was going over with them how if you get the customer to be knowledgeable about what's going on, how it's going to benefit them, get them in full yes mode, they're just going to ask you a question like that. Where do I sign? Or how much is it? Or what's the total price?
Now they're confident about it, like you is.
That's it. You educated them. You shared the knowledge with them. Knowledge is power, and now they're ready to buy the product because they know it's going to work. And last but not least, you killed them with what you said.
It's crazy because like I used to read comments off of this video, and a lot of salespeople used to say that like, man, he didn't close, he didn't catch that buying signal. No, I've been caught that buying signal.
Of course. You already
but
knew
I
it was
wasn't.
bad.
My mom said if the food ain't done, put it back in the oven.
Exactly.
So I put it back in the. I wasn't done yet. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had them already. Like. Eyes is a window to the soul. I knew off of recording they was a sale.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
It's just that I wanted to get everything I got out. But that's why I say this is a blessing because this video is like super legendary. This gonna be, bro, I ain't never seen a video that's over a decade is still going crazy. Like it just came out yesterday.
Right.
Like I could post this. I done posted this video on TikTok and it got over 100 million views just on TikTok. And I gained 2 million followers off of this video.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Just so, cause I already knew this. I didn't know it was gonna be a masterpiece, like you said.
Right.
But I just knew that, like, you could tell, like, just the spirit, like everything was just happening at the time, and I was in my zone.
Yeah.
So it was like I had my blinders on.
Right.
So my blinders wasn't gonna get off because she said, "How much is it?" You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
No, in fact, you already know. Anyone that does know is that when a customer interrupts like that and asks a question, especially about price, right? They're trying to find a reason not to buy it, right? So what you did was you ignored that and you hit it with a couple more reasons. Boom, 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 where they don't even care about the price no more.
Right.
All right, how many you got? You know what I'm saying? Or how am I going to pay for it? You know what I'm saying? At that time, and that's kind of what you did. You just really made sure we completely closed the deal. ABC, always be closers. All right, let's finish this up real quick and we're done.
I do for a living. Y'all must be in sales too.
Kind of.
I know, because your house bigger than my whole neighborhood. See, you just said every great salesperson buy from a good one, right? God bless you. But that's what I said, just try the one. You don't even gotta buy the case today, like, man, why? I said, if you can't get the whole chicken, at least get the wing, right? And oatmeal beat no meal. But like I said, you only put 2 caps, 20 ounces of water, so that one bottle make you 68 sprayers. But you should just save my autograph, because by the time you run out, you probably see me on Last Comic Standard, and you go to eBay and get your money back.
Stop right there one more time.
Even Jesus said if you give a person...
So right here, the way you killed it right now is that you already went from are you gonna buy or are you not gonna buy to okay, you don't gotta buy everything, just buy one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you took it from a yes no type of situation to okay, it's a yes, but it's how many yeses are you gonna give me? And you kind of belittled it where it's like no, it's not an option no more. I know you're gonna buy, but you don't gotta buy 12 like your neighbors.
Yeah.
Using like the greed factor, throwing the next person in there, making them feel even more comfortable because everyone's buying. So you just gotta buy at least one, and you really killed it right there. All right, let's finish up.
Fish you can feed them for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, you can feed them for a lifetime, right?
Sure.
God bless you. But if y'all had it, who would you try it on first? Did that right there, or the hard water spots, or just cause I'm funny?
What? I don't know. How much is it?
Well, the one bottle is just 36 a bottle, and you get a spray bottle, it makes you 68 bottles. I just get 50% of that, because if I don't sell nothing, I'm getting nothing. That's why your neighbor, he said, I'm just gonna get it because you're funny, because the one thing that your neighbors did say did, look, right here, you know all of these cleaners, this is another joke, so take this one. But you know all of these cleaners right here y'all use? They said this stuff is like a pregnant lady on welfare, it don't work.
Okay.
You get it? Because you know there's Clorox, Simple Rainfall, Comic, Spick and Span, Pine Sol, y'all probably use a lot of those, right? Now if you had a choice of grabbing a solid dollar or 100 pennies, what's easier? High five, yeah, see you sharper than Gillette, that's what I'm talking about. Now this should be really the check test for y'all though. Now mom, you see y'all door handle? That brass? Oh my God, pull the door. Watch this. This should be the main reason why y'all get rid of me special. Alright?
Can you sell it for $30?
I'll get fired right now, but what you can do, mom, you can write this off your fundraising though. That's what most your neighbors do. You can get the right. I like you, mom. You must be a teacher. Because you got a lot of class. But you see right here though, for real, no, you get to write it off though. That's why a lot of your neighbors don't do it from their pocket, they do it from their heart. But I'll tell you what I can do. If y'all get the one bottle, I'm gonna throw in a free Mary Kay, Christian Dior, Calvin Klein, Louis Vuitton spray bottle to go with it. But this should be the check test though. You see this brass right here? Now, I'm gonna be honest, when the last time y'all seen this look shiny like a baby honey? When y'all first bought the house? God bless you. Watch this right here. Now, it's so old. I know, it's about to be brand new. It's gonna go from 79 to 2010. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's worth the bottle right
Get
there.
off the door down
Yeah,
here.
it won't, don't panic, it's organic. Remember I told you it won't fade color, remember? That's why we could sell it to Michael Jackson. Well, our product means OSHA, USDA, EPA, and PETA. You know this is safe around dogs on like Michael Vick, and it's safe around kids on like PB Herman. High five. Would you say the show alone worth me getting a commission off that one bottle?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's why you should do it from your heart. You think I can do stand-up comedy?
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm doing it. This is a stepping stone for me because I get a commission to pay for my acting school. That's why a lot of your neighbors.
Are you from around here?
I'm from my mama. Don't tell my daddy he a faggot. But we stay out here now.
We stay out here now.
What's your name?
Kenny Brooks. Why you gonna see me on TV? Make sure you take that Kenny Brooks.
Well, cause I think if you're around, cause we play music in bands and we have it'd be perfect to have you come up and between bands and say some shit.
High five, yeah. Why y'all so nice, man? Y'all cooler than the other side of the pillow. Dang, if I had y'all hands, I'd cut mine off. Cause your neighbors been working me like I'm black and paying me like I'm Mexican. That's why I'm trying to get off work. I had one neighbor try to make me clean the toilet. I was like, dang. Y'all, but that's why I said just try one, because I know they ain't gonna take the cheese out y'all macaroni. And mom, it ain't like y'all can't use it though, because you use it on everything. Only thing you can't use it on is dirty man, dirty soul, and nosy neighbors. That's why we ain't called it Jesus in the bottle. And then you know them bugs that commit suicide on the front of your car?
Yeah.
They told me the bugs out here is bad in the morning, bro. Watch this right here, cause see it's unisex. But it's made.
I have to leave though.
Okay, well just try one. You can do cash, check, or chicken wings, because you get this right now. You only have to wait on it. Be faster than UPS and FedEx. Most of your neighbors just been doing cash and making it out to the company. Could you get it right now? And I'm gonna give y'all a spray bottle just because you ain't making me clean the toilet. God bless you.
Okay, there it goes, man. That's my boy Kenny Brooks with the famous one-liners, man. I'm telling you, man, get right. Get this workbook. Make sure you're tuning in. Write down his one-liners. Create your own one-liners, right? And what else can he use the book for?
Man, just studying purposes. This is exactly what I went through, so it's like I'm just teaching people the same thing I went through. I used to, like, people don't understand, but I had like 10 notebooks full of jokes.
Right.
You feel me? So I made them all notebooks. It was crazy. Somebody ended up stealing my books. I had them same comprehension books.
Yeah.
So that's why I started off with like just using a couple of my one-liners,
Yeah.
and then I started adding my own. You know what I'm saying? Some of my one-liners, like I got a couple one-liners from like Lil Wayne, cause like I told you, that was my favorite rapper
Right.
growing up. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like Lloyd Banks, he
Yeah.
said, "Cooler than the other side of the pillow."
Right,
I'm
there you
so
go.
fly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I used some of those, and then I started making up my own thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, this is mine. We all over the web like a tarantula.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I made up a lot of, but I had like over like probably like 1,000, 2,000 one-liners.
No, that's a fact.
But out of all of them one-liners, was probably like 15. I give credit to people that I took. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
Jay-Z said back in the day, you made it a hot line, I made it a hot song. You know what I'm saying?
There
So,
we go.
Yeah. So.
No, that's fire. And I mean, that's just common rebuttals. That's just knowing your craft, knowing how to rebuttal, knowing how to counteract whatever the customer is going to say. You know, I like to use facts. I used to like to use personality. I like to definitely use like common sense with mine. But you definitely killed the game, you know, with all that funny shit and making the customer laugh. It just makes it inevitable that they're going to become a customer, man.
Yeah.
No, definitely, bro. I appreciate you sharing that with us. This was pretty crazy. Now, I definitely want to tap in. I know you, because of this, you became like a sensational influencer, you know what I'm saying, on many different platforms, right?
Mhm.
And, you know, I've been following you. I've been definitely, you know, taking my inspiration from you, and I'm pretty sure many other people have. But I want to ask you, who's 3 people that you would recommend that have inspired you through social media platforms and influenced you to maybe continue doing what you're doing, to be better, or even right now is a constant inspiration for you to keep going?
So in the business world, my number one person is Eric Thomas. I love Eric
That's
Thomas,
a fact.
E.T. the Preacher. Social media world, I would go with King Batch.
Okay.
I love King Batch. You feel
Yeah.
me? I just like how he just like, you feel me? Really, it's King Batch and like Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Like,
Okay.
I love them 3. You know what I'm saying? So like, I use Logan and Jake as one. They
Mhm.
are item. Like,
Right.
they come together like butt cheeks. So I say the Paul brothers, that's
Yeah.
one. They just one. Then King Batch
There you
and
go.
Eric Thomas. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you ain't following those 3 people, you know, you're definitely not, you know what I'm saying, up to where you need to be at, man. Make sure you get that inspiration from those people on a daily basis, man.
Yeah.
And that's it, man.
And
I mean,
same with you. Who your top 3?
yo, my top 3, I'm going to be honest with you. Probably like if I'm watching YouTube, I'm definitely tapping into, you know, Prince Yeu. You know, give him a shout out.
Yeah,
he definitely
hard.
goes, he goes
yeah.
crazy.
You picked me up on him. I've been following him right after you told me. He
Yeah,
hard.
his lyrical game is just different, man. And the way he
Mhm.
comes from all different angles, and you know, when I tap into him, I definitely feel it. You know,
Right.
it's like that's one person that when I'm in there, I definitely feel it.
Yeah.
You know, I love Gary Vee. He's super raw, super.
Hard.
Yeah,
That's
he goes.
another one. I love Gary Vee.
Yeah, he goes crazy with everything
Super
that he
hard.
does.
I love his story and everything.
No, that's a
he
fact.
started from the bottom like Drake too, with
Yeah.
the wine and everything, the family business.
Uh-huh.
And he just took it to another level.
Yeah, he really go hard with that selflessness that
Yeah.
I was telling you about. You know, he went so hard for his parents' business
Yeah.
and to help them take it to the
Yeah.
next level. That
He ain't had no choice but to flourish.
that's it. It helped him develop the skills, the
Exactly.
experience. You know, when it was his turn to do his own business, he just took that to the next level too, man. And then definitely shout out to Earning Leisures, man. You know, these guys are doing a
Them guys
phenomenal job
amazing.
in the
Yeah.
financial literacy, man. I've been to every Invest Fest. You know what I'm saying? I've been following these guys for a long time. They definitely helped me figure out what to do with my money after I make the money. It's one thing about making money and making sales and doing what we do to generate the income, but then it's about what you do with the income, man. If you follow these guys,
Generational wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely help me
Financial
do what I gotta
literacy.
do.
Yeah, no, they super hard. Yeah.
that's a fact. So that's my top 3
The
right
The
there.
next podcast, bro, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start episode 4 off just talking about everybody on this wall.
Nah, that's a
Some
fact.
people that I read comments, they like, you know what I'm saying? They thought that was Anderson, the actor. What's his name? Somebody
Right.
said. I'm like, no, that's Ernest Fisher.
Yeah, they thought that was
Anthony. They thought that was Anthony Anderson. I was like, no. You know Anthony Anderson?
Yeah, yeah,
Barbershop and
Nah, yeah.
yeah. I'm like, bro. So we
Nah.
gotta break this down like a transmission all the way from like everybody that's on this wall.
Yeah,
you know
you
what I'm
see
saying?
that one comment, they thought I was Lex Luthor from X-Men and shit. I was like, nah, man, that's Beazle, baby. You give us
Right,
props
right,
for
right,
sure, man.
yeah.
Now, we definitely gonna tap into that to the next episode, man. But until next time, again, it's your boy, Rabbit the CEO. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and yeah.
Funny salesman. We out.
Yeah, like my boy Kenny says, man, we're gonna see you around like a donut. Hey.
Yeah.